Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another AB video, and today we'll be showing you guys the 6 best tips that I use to push consistently to higher trophy levels, and in general we'll just tell you guys a few tips to help you push faster. Now keep in mind these are only 6 tips and I have a ton of other ones that I could share with you guys, but if you want to see a second part of this video, make sure to comment down below and hit that like button. But with that said, let's jump right into the first tip and tell you guys how to push much faster. And guys, I did want to apologize because I haven't been posting as recently because I did have kind of a sore throat and I've been really busy. But yeah, we'll be trying to get back to our regular upload schedule in this near future. But yeah, let's get on to the first tip, and that is going to be playing with people around your trophy and skill level. Now, it's safe to say that we've all invited the top guy on our friend list once or maybe a few more times than we might want to admit, but inviting the top friend is a natural response because naturally you just think you're gonna get free carries, but really that's not the case because you want to be playing with people. You don't want to play with people that are way higher than you in skill or in trophies, and a lot of people think that it's actually good to do that, but yeah, this could be possible especially at high levels because we don't really look at trophies as much. We look at more skill and we look at EXP and 3v3 wins. But for the average player, you really want to be playing with people around your skill level and your trophy level because it's way easier to share the load. Like, honestly, if you're getting carried, you're not going to get better. That's normally how it goes, and especially since matchmaking is also based on the highest trophy player in the room, you're going to be facing much harder enemies. So that is one thing that you want to keep in mind when you're pushing in. Obviously the enemies will be much easier if you're all playing lower brawlers because yeah, you don't want to be facing high enemies if you want to push high. So yeah, as much as you want to invite that top guy in your club or in your friend list, maybe stay away just a bit if you're trying to push very consistent. Next up, guys, we have a Brawl Stats / star list, and in general you can use any statistics website or any app that you have, but generally I use Brawl Stats, star list, and Brawl Time Ninja. Those are the 3 that I use the most because they give you a ton of win rates, they give you a ton of statistics about yourself, and they give you just a bunch of tips and yeah, a bunch of win rates from different game modes, from different trophy levels, and it's really useful, and I think that a ton of pros use it as well. I normally don't use it that much just because you know, I know most of the good brawlers, but yeah, I usually just use it for map rotation, which you can do as well. But if you want to know win rates and who's the best brawler, Sprout. But yeah, anyway, that being said, I would still recommend looking at these websites because they do give a ton of useful tips like where to push your low brawlers, stuff like that, and it's a very useful tool. Just try it out once, guys. I don't know if I'll link it in the description, but yeah, maybe I will. I'm not quite sure, but definitely check out Brawl Time Ninja as well because it tells you how long you've played the game, so that's very cool to me. And I believe Starlist has a bunch of world records too, so yeah, make sure to go check out those 2 websites. And with that being said, let's jump into the third tip. So for the third tip, I'm not going to say too much, but it's actually about lanes, and I'm not going to say too much because I've actually already had a video on it. So if you guys want to check out my lanes video, I'll link it in the description, but it's a very useful guide. It's kind of an older video, but it is still very informative, and I highly recommend it if you want to get better at the game. And yeah, even if you guys aren't interested, I'll just say it. It's basically it's basically the way that players attack the other team due to the comp, map, or counters of the match, and it comes with overall knowledge of the game. So like, it's just how you attack the enemy team. And though, like I mentioned, if you want to learn more about this, I go very in depth in the lanes guide. It's about 12-13 minutes, so make sure to go check that out. And it's very informative, but yeah, I don't really have much to say because it's mostly just stated in the lanes guide. And I do also have a gem grab guide if you guys want to check it out for how to play mid, how to play sides, stuff like that. It's very good as well, so I'll link both of the videos in the description. But yeah, let's keep it up and let's check out the 4th tip. So guys, this tip is actually very small, and it's kind of just a friendly reminder because it's essentially, if something is working, keep going at it. Like, I know a lot of us like to stop when we reach a milestone, say 500, say 750, say even 1000, but even if your teammates, like, if they reach it, encourage them to keep going beyond it, because if you're on a huge streak, don't just stop, because let's be honest, like, if you're on a huge streak, it's probably going to end up going well regardless of your trophy level. Like, you can even push push past 1000. I cannot talk, but I have done it multiple times in the past to help my teammates out, help them get 1k, because the comp was just so good on that specific map. And make sure to jot it down as well, because make a note of it, and next time the map pops up you might want to just end up running it. So even if you're at a milestone, just keep going at it. And I see a lot of players, they stop when something is working, like they reach a milestone, they stop, they switch comps, and then that just leads to lots of losses. So you're gonna end up tilting if you do that. So make sure that if something is working, just remember that you want to keep at it, because it's definitely a very good thing to do. And I highly recommend, what was that? And I highly recommend keeping at a comp. So yeah, let's move on to the next tip. The next tip I have for you guys is teams are usually good, but remember, randoms aren't always the worst choice. And now this is probably a very controversial topic, because I know that a lot of us get terrible randoms, and that's probably why some of you are Showdown mains, or you mainly play Showdown for the majority of your Brawl career. And to be honest, like, I understand that. I understand that randoms aren't always the best. They're kind of frustrating. But you're a random too. When you play with randoms, you are a random as well. So cut them some slack, because you can't really gauge someone's skill off of one match. But back on topic, remember that although teams are usually better than randoms, they're usually better, there are a few reasons that why you might want to consider randoms. There are a few reasons that you might want to play with randoms instead of a team. And the first reason is due to matchmaking. Now when you play with randoms, matchmaking usually pairs you up with other randoms. So your team and the other team is going to be less organized, and they're not going to be as well. They're not going to be playing as well as they could in a team. And this could potentially allow you to get easier wins, because you can just destroy the other team. Now that being said, random teammates aren't always the best either, so you might not get the win because of that. But yeah, whether or not you play with randoms or in a team, you guys are gonna lose eventually. That's a solid fact. You're not gonna win every single match, and yeah, you can't do anything about it. That's just how it goes. And I'm not saying that you should always push with randoms, guys. I'm not saying that, but especially at higher levels, because you can't push with randoms at high levels. But yeah, I am saying that you have to cut them some slack, because randoms, they could just end up being OP. Shout out to my 1k BB, where I got her 1k with randoms. But yeah, that is going to be the 5th tip, and let's move on to the 6th tip that I got for you guys. Guys, the last tip that I have for you is going to be concerning YouTubers and YouTube in general. So you guys really want to make sure that you're watching Brawl Stars YouTube videos, and if you're watching mine, you probably already do this, but you guys want to make sure that you're keeping up with the meta by watching not just Lex, Kairos, Pat, OJ. Now don't get me wrong, all those guys are amazing content creators. I love all their content. I personally watched like every single one of their videos. They're super entertaining, and yeah, just watch them, but also you don't want to forget that the meta is always changing, and you want to be up to date with all the good brawlers, all the good comps, all the good strats, everything like that. So consider watching, let's see, Spen, Tom, Bobby, OJ, YDE, all those guys. They are very experienced in the competitive side, and definitely watch them, because they have a very big grasp on the meta. And if you want to learn some super OP strats, make sure to go watch them. I highly recommend it. And don't get me wrong, once again, watch both these groups of YouTubers, but you can't really be like a super good creator while being a super esport player, like a super good player and content creator at once. It's a very hard thing to do, and I know that some people are able to do it, but yeah, it's personally it's hard for me to do it. I can't make content and be like a pro player at the same time. It's just very hard to do. And so yeah, just try to soak in as much information as you can, and watch all of the YouTube videos that you can possibly watch, because it's going to give you a ton of knowledge, and that will continue to help you grow your knowledge in the game. But okay guys, there you got it. Those are the 6 tips that I have for you guys, and let's head back home. Alright guys, so that is going to wrap up the video. I hope you enjoyed these 6 tips, and I will be trying to get back to my regular upload schedule. I've got a bunch of 1Ks, and I've got a fun video coming up in the future, so stay tuned for that. But for now, remember to like, comment, subscribe, stay racy. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.